Welcome back to the Tigers Den podcast, guys. Before we get started, you know what we got to do. Smash that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're brand new, and don't forget to ring that bell. Join the Natty squad, and hit those links down in my description. Follow your boy on Facebook, Twitter, and IG. Well, we finished another regular season perfect, 12-0 after beating down the Seminoles. 56-24 was your final. It was a model of consistency for GSU, putting up 14 points in each quarter. Taking a look at the stats from the game, Cody finished 17 of 29, 387 yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Probably his best game of his junior season. 5 touchdowns is incredible, but we'll take a look at why it's such a big deal here in a few minutes. On the ground, Pierre was doing Pierre-like things. 20 carries for 147 yards, 2 touchdowns. He averaged 7.3 yards a carry. Also, shout out to Cody, finished with 11 carries for 77 yards and a touchdown. Charlie Jackson started the game. He came out hot, man. 5 carries for 40 yards. He averaged 8 point yards a carry. Harrison had a carry, and so did EOC. Now, out wide, it was just 4 people who caught balls, but look at the numbers from Antonio Walker. 11 catches for 237 yards, and he caught 4 touchdowns. What a way to close out a career at Grambling State. These are all records, so his name will be etched in stone until somebody else comes along and breaks those records. Mike Harper had a solid day as well. 3 catches, 81 yards and a touchdown. Mike Jones had 2 catches for 53 yards, and then Tim Clark had 1 catch for 16 yards. On defense, kind of an interesting back-and-forth day. Marcus Jones finished with six tackles. Dan Bird had 5 tackles and a sack. Shout out to Chad Shelton. He had 5 tackles and an interception. Bryant Chase had 4 tackles on the day. Travis Haley had 3 tackles. And that's really about it. We tried to keep Lee as much contained as possible. He did break out, have over 100 yards rushing. He almost finished the day perfect through the air, 24-27 for 210 and 3 touchdowns. But let's dig a little bit deeper into these stats. And it shows that Grambling State was really dominant, man. 663 yards of total offense. We did give up 190 yards on the ground. Most of that was to Lee. The quarterback, he threw for 210 yards, but we overshot him big time, 387 yards for us. We held Florida State to 6 of 12 on 3rd down, while we finished 5 of 7, and we both had 2 turnovers. But look at the total yards the whole game. 885 yards for Grambling State compared to 400 for FSU. That win seals it up. We do have a bid and a place in the national championship game, but we don't know who we're going to be playing yet, so we'll take a look at that in a few minutes. But right now, let's take a look at these polls. Take a look at the BCS polls. Grambling State is still your #1 team in the country. Bama in at 2. Arizona State moves up a spot to 3. West Virginia jumps up 2 spots to 4. Pittsburgh with the biggest jump this week, up 5 spots to 5. Army is in at 6. Texas is at 7. Florida State, after their loss, they're down 5 spots to 8. Miami falls 4 spots to 9. Then Michigan State is down a spot to 10. So it's time to hit the recruiting trail. We welcome 3 new prospects to campus. First up is safety Nick Crowell, 6'3", 219 from South Carolina. He's the number 20 strong safety in this class, and he's a gem, guys. 91 speed, 88 agility, 90 acceleration. He's got decent tackling, above decent zone coverage and press. He's going to add great depth to an already deep secondary. And then we get more help on the defensive line. This is Darius Hollis, 6'2", 322, a 4-star D tackle from Livingston, Montana. And he's a hole plugger, guys. 84 strength, 79 power move, 79 finesse, 79 block shed. He could tackle, decent hit power, decent pursuit, and play rec. He might actually come in and push for playing time in his freshman year. And then our cornerback room just got a lot better. This is Marcus Clark, a 5'10", 180-pound corner from Colorado. He's the number 14th ranked corner. He's a 3-star, but I think he's better than some 5-stars, man. 95 speed, 89 agility, 89 acceleration. He's got great play rec, great pursuit. The man coverage needs some work, but he's got great zone coverage and press. I'm really impressed by this guy. Hopefully he could come in and make an immediate impact for our secondary. So we have 3 players left on our board, and we're in a battle for all 3. First up is defensive end Joshua Scott. He's the defensive end from Michigan, 6'4", 254. Right now, Northwestern is his number one team, but Grambling State is close behind. And then we're in a battle for the number one tackle in the country. This is Lawrence Andrews, 6'4", 276. Texas, his hometown school, number one on his list, but Grambling State and Florida are not too far behind. And we're battling for athlete Derek Watson. He's from Ohio, 5-star prospect, 6', 216, number 7 athlete in the class. Right now, Notre Dame is leading. I would say right now, if it came down to it, I would put all my points into Scott and Andrews. These two are must get for us. Watson would be a great addition, but I feel like Andrews and Scott could come in right now and make an immediate impact. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, all right? And with those signings, we now have the number one recruiting class in the country with 3 more prospects to go, man. If you guys want to stay up to date with everything GSU, make sure you're following me on Twitter, man. The link is down in the description. So our regular season is wrapped up. Now we have to get ready for the bowl game. So we can sim past the conference championships and get ready for bowl season. Let's see who we're going to end up playing in the national championship. So the Heisman Trophy winner is announced, and it is Mike Madsen from Alabama. He wins in convincing fashion, 228 first-place votes. But look at Cody Walker, man. He came in 5th. I find it interesting that he was up on this list instead of Pierre, but hey, we had another Grambling player up for an award. So it is award season, and shout out to Brian Chase. He wins your Chuck Bednarik Award. Then our defensive tackle, Mike Anderson, he wins the Bronco Nagurski Award. Joseph Clayton, our center, he wins the Outland Trophy Award. And then Clayton also walks away with the Remington Trophy Award. Shout out to Mike Anderson. He walks away with the Rotary Lombardi Award. And in back-to-back years, Brian Chase walks away with the Linebacker of the Year award. Congratulations to our senior cornerback, Kenneth Johnson. He walks away with the Jim Thorpe Award. And the Roadrunner, Eric Rogers, walks away with his 3rd Returner of the Year award. And for the second time in this dynasty, number 1 Grambling State will take on number 2 Alabama in the BCS National Championship. But if you remember back earlier in the season, Grambling State played Alabama and walked away with a victory 42-14. But this is a different Alabama squad. Before we jump in and scout Alabama, let's take a look at your All-Americans. Congratulations to Antonio Walker, his senior year. He is a first-team All-American, along with Joseph Clayton, our center, Nicholas Walton, our right guard. On the defensive side of the ball, defensive end Dan Bird and D tackle Mike Anderson. At linebacker, Brian Chase. And in the secondary, the entire starting secondary, Ken Johnson, Aaron Wilkinson, Travis Haley, and Antoine Nugent, all first-team All-Americans. And, of course, you got to have the Returner of the Year up there, the Roadrunner, Eric Rogers. On the second team, we have left defensive end Marcus Jones, right outside linebacker Cedric Turner, our nickel corner Andrew Benson. Taking a look at our freshman All-American, we've got left tackle Brant Smith, right guard Shane Miller, right outside linebacker Cedric Turner. And here's a look at the final BCS rankings. Like I said before, Grambling State, still your number 1 team in the country. We'll be taking on Alabama for the national championship. They beat Georgia in the SEC title game. Texas finishes 3rd, not too far behind Alabama. Arizona State finishes 4th. They move up a spot. Florida State finishes 5th. Army is 6th. Miami 7. Colorado up 4 spots to 8. West Virginia falls 5 spots to 9. And then Michigan State rounds out your top 10. So here's a look at Bama's schedule this year. They won their first 3 games, beating South Carolina, Texas State, Vandy. Then they came to the hole and got blown out 42-14. Then they went perfect after that, beating Ole Miss, Wyoming, Arkansas, Tennessee, LSU, Mississippi State, Auburn, and Georgia. Their closest game this season was against LSU. The rest of the games have been complete blowouts. And here's just a quick refresher of this Alabama team. Mike Madsen led the way for them. He threw for 4,200 yards, 31 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He is the Heisman winner. He also led the nation in passing yards this season. Then we have their running back, Derek Wilson, the senior, 125 carries for 771 yards, 9 touchdowns. But we got to keep an eye on Madsen. 137 carries, 606 yards, and 11 scores. Out wide, Lavelle Newton is a problem. 86 catches, 1,154 yards, 9 touchdowns. But then he has a wide receiver mate that's even better. This is Gavin Thomas, 76 grabs for 1,436 yards and 12 scores. He's injured, but we got to make sure he's done for the season. I'm concerned about this guy, man. Also, there's Joe Williams, the junior, 64 grabs for 979 yards and 8 touchdowns. He was this close. Madsen was this close to having 3 wide receivers go over 1,000 yards this year. Tight end Darrell Brown, 32 grabs for 432 and 3 scores. And then the fullback Phil Cook, 19 grabs for 233 and a score. On defense, Bama's always stacked. Derek Calhoun leads the way with 88 tackles, followed by strong safety and hard hitter Justin Chase, 60 tackles on the season. Right defensive end Chris Ryan, he's a senior, 6'4", 259. He's got 56 tackles on the season. In the QB pressure department, Ryan leads the team with 5.5 sacks, followed by his line mate Shane Bonner, 4.5 sacks on the season for him. Then Bobby Jones, the left end, he's got 4.5 sacks. And then it just takes a drop after that. Mitchell, Williams, Johnson, Calhoun, Williams, and Taylor each have a sack and a half. In the turnover department, Justin Chase leads the team with 3 interceptions, followed by C.J. Kelly. He's got 3. Vincent Townsend and Murphy each have 2 interceptions apiece. And then Clark Williams has 1 interception. And it looks like Gavin Thomas will be down for 2 weeks with a dislocated elbow, so we don't have to worry about him this week. But Jeremy Hampton, the second-string running back, he will probably play. He's got a torn pec, but they've got another stud running back, so I'm not sure how much field Hampton will see. And it looks like Herbie is rolling with Bama to pull off the upset in the national championship against the #1 team in the country, the Grambling State Tigers. This should be an interesting game. Like I said before, we beat them earlier in the season, 42-14. But this is a different Bama squad right now, man. If you guys are excited for this game, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're brand new. Don't forget to ring that bell. Join the Natty squad. And hit those links down in my description. Follow your boy on Facebook, Twitter, and IG. And we'll talk from the Natty as we get ready to take on the Crimson Tide. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. 2 fingers in the air. Peace.